We are getting another league launch with the devoted modifier from Necropolis and Settler of Kalguur's mechanics. This means we will play a fresh league with a fresh economy, Kingsmarch, and everything. In this video, I will talk about the league starters, Kingsmarch progression, Atlas strategy, and how to optimize it for a successful start based on what I have learned the past 3 months playing the league. This will help you succeed if you plan to participate in this league launch. Choosing a good build is very important. You want to pick a build to farm the good strategies and progress fast. With the addition of the devoted modifier, you want a fast mapping build as your league starter. I won't go into the details of the league starter build because nothing has changed since 3 months ago. The top 3 best league starters I can suggest are still going to be any ephemeral edge trickster build, Frostbolt Ice Nova Hierophant, and Lightning Strike Slayer. Righteous Fire Chieftain is not mentioned, but it's a good league starter as well. You can transition into cast when stun later on in the league, and it's a very good tanky mapper. All these builds I mentioned have been proven to be good over the league, and if you want a good league starter, definitely check them out. Personally though, I'm not going for those builds and will probably league start a Wander build. This build will transition into a kinetic blast of clustering build later since I still have too much fun playing it. If there's enough interest, I'll share a league starter guide later for people who want to follow me and maybe a 0 to Hero series on it. Alright, so at this point, I think we have figured out that Kingsmarch is amazing. With the 2 leagues running in parallel, you have a chance to set up 2 Kingsmarch and send 2 big shipments out weekly. This means more mirror shards to standard after the league ends. If you don't care about that, you still want to progress your Kingsmarch fast, and here's how. Naturally, by playing the game, you will gain the needed resources to upgrade your Kingsmarch. However, you want to follow a specific path to maximize the amount of gold, dust, and ores, which are the majority of the required resources to upgrade your town. You should follow a priority when upgrading your town based on your progression in the league. Ideally, you should start early right after the campaign. The town center is the most important building. Upgrade it to the highest level whenever you can. The next highest priority should be upgrading your mine to level 11. You'll have the highest chance to get the rare Verisium and Bismuth modes, and gold every time you mine something, and this will add up over time. Next, get your smelting building to level 7 to start smelting Verisium ore. Small tips, don't smelt all your ores as some of the early upgrades will require ore instead of bar. The disenchanting building is next. You want to upgrade it early and whenever you can. The goal is to get to level 11 by the time you get to tier 16 maps. At level 11, you get bonus dust from items that have corrupted implicit, influenced, and unique. Talk about shipment, farming, and recruitment building should be upgraded next, and your focus should be getting them to level 11. While upgrading those, you should focus on getting good farmers, and at rank 7, make sure you assign each of your farmers to focus on one crop type. You could rotate them around a little bit since Xanthemum and Orgard will be the hardest to farm. Shipping and mapping should be upgraded last. Shipping is more useful than mapping because you can get some pretty good gears early on in the league. So I recommend getting it to level 5 first. At level 5, you will unlock all the ports in the game, and completing the quota for a Kalguurian port can get you into stand, a very good unique belt that I think will be expensive early in the league. Mapping devices is good once you have everything else unlocked, and you should be using it in the late game once you start farming tier 16-8 modded map. Upgrading other buildings like rune crafting and recombinators depends on your build, so if you use it, feel free to upgrade it. I want to stress that there's no right or wrong way to progress your Kingsmarch. The roadmap or priority I put above should be your soft milestones, and you should try to have fun. Now let's talk about the Atlas strategy. The devoted modifiers are not game-breaking, but they're going to have some impact on mapping. The strategies that I would choose would be any fast mapping strategies, utilizing the additional mods from the lantern. The mods will rotate by the hours as well, so you should think about hoarding different sets of maps for different strategies that fit best with the devoted modifiers. Early mapping strategy generally focuses on progressing your atlas fast by map completion. I won't go into the details since it will be too long to fit into this video. The core of it will be Keurig missions and all the shaping map nodes to progress fast to get your 4 void stones. Anyway, the atlas progression alone will be another separate video. As you get to tier 16 maps, I would recommend setting up your atlas to farm tier 16 8 modded maps. Early in the league, maps will sell for a lot, and check out my strategy on tier 16 Strongbox farm if you have not seen it. Most of my strategies are low investment, however, Alva and Betrayal are less profitable on League Start, so beware. Your focus on picking a strategy should be fast, low investment. You get into maps, killing a bunch of mobs, then get out. This way will be the best to utilize the devoted modifiers because they add many monster packs to our map for free. Another must-have strategy should be a gold farm to sustain your Kingsmarch. If your build can farm ghosted rogue exiles, I have a video on that. If your build can't handle it, I have a cheaper strategy that works for low power characters as well. The gold will be used in the late game to disenchant items. Dust will be very important for us to send out the weekly shipment. Getting all your farmers to level 10 will requires a lot of gold and recruitment as well. After all the upgrades, you should run the mapping devices, and they will cost a lot of gold to pay for and recruit the mappers. They will be a great source of income, and you can feed them the 8 modded maps that you can't run. The mappers drop a ridiculous amount of good loot like Maven's Chisel, currency items like Valdo boxes, divines, and expensive rare items. If you have been actively playing and using Mapper this league, you know how good they are. In summary, you want to pick a good build that focuses on mapping as your league starter to utilize the devoted modifiers. Progress your Kingsmarch with good priorities on what to build. Pick a good mapping strategy that can benefit from the hourly rotation of the devoted modifiers. And with that, we have come to the end of the video. If this video helps you out, please drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below if you have any questions. Thank you for watching, and see you on November 7th.